Hola, buenos dias. Hello, good morning. This is Andrew Weston. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to my channel as I keep you informed what's going on through the energetic waving patterns right now through the sub-level of its training and its understanding its communication levels. Now, we're getting into the subconscious to the conscious to the superconscious. It's understanding how to formulate everything into one continuous force system. These things are very hard to do. You have to understand the channel division. You have to understand everything that's going on through its modifications, calculations, everything through the energy cycle systems. You have to get into the septical units. You have to understand your mind frequencies. You have to understand the hydraulics. You have to understand the circuitry systems. You have to understand your mind capacitor systems, mind frequency systems, the allocation location systems. All these things are extremely important when you're in the sub-level of its training. Now, one thing you do is you start off is that also I want to go in its continuous force writing system, knowing how powerful it is. We going through my channel, through its sub-levels of its channel. And I'd like to thank all the subscribers, and everybody that's been watching my channel, because, it's very important that we keep a force of its energetic force of what's going on, because it's good to know that you see things in space, knowing that you are in space and you feel like, wow, this is amazing. This actually goes on, and this person knows what he's doing, he knows where he's going, and he understands everything in space and its connection force recognition system. So I give you everything that you need through its speed force, through its acceleration force, through its mind capacitor force, through its continuous force, through its soul's recognition force, through its heart recognition force. See, it just keeps going on through the eye receptors, mind repeaters, everything through its continuum as we high rise through its divisions. So it's very important to understand how to get three all location centers, okay, into the subconscious, to the conscious, to the superconscious, okay? Now, when you meditate, you have to know how important it is to use your protection grids. And when you're using that, you have to know exactly that you are communicating with that right source. It's very important that you connect on that line. You have to reach that frequency line so you can align your shapes through its pixel division. If you don't understand the pixel division, you're not communicating with the right cycle through its system, because everything is this connection through its space. So you have to understand locations of shapes, letters, and numbers. Like I said, they're planet systems, an energy pattern system, okay? So the hydraulics of its system starts with the subconscious, okay? And then the whole understanding is that, okay, now I'm going to understand what's going on because I'm human in a vessel, and how often do I use my subconscious? Now, I backphrase my video and show you how powerful it is to go through the subconscious, and then knowing that you can use 100% of the brain without even not knowing what's going on. That is getting total reaction, because these things don't happen every day, and there's no thought process, okay? So that's how understanding what the mind is and what it does and where it's going, okay? So it's all about your journey and how to bring yourself forward, right? So when you open your subconscious through your dream awakening, right away you get connected with its interforce connection of your planet system to your higher self, its communication, right? Then you become your balance of who you're supposed to be. It's all about going up those channel divisions through its energy of its pattern system. So when you get into the hydraulics of its minds, then you get into the circuitries of its elevator system. The elevator system, understanding the hydraulics as it goes up and down. Remember I was telling you about the scanning mode? Well, it's really trying to understand the body conception of everything through its body. Mind repeaters, energetic of its repeaters, and its energy of its vibration repeaters through its energy of its communication and its eye receptors, and getting into laser mechanisms. Okay, so it's very important to understand the subconscious. Okay, now when you flow in your cycles through its continuous force and your line frequencies through its balance, then you get into the conscious. Okay, and then once you get into the conscious, you now understanding what the mind is and what it does. So it's opening up. Okay, especially for the very first time you're going through meditation and you just come up through its horizon. Okay, it's like opening up a flower for the very first time, right? And you see the beauty in its nature beyond its grounds, which is fascinating stuff. So everything is time sequencing through time framing system. So it's very important to understand how much you want to come to become that higher self through communication. So this is a backphrasing video, but I'm just showing you how powerful we go through its connection through the subconscious to the conscious to the subconscious, okay? Now, everything through the subconscious is its continuous force. Then you get into the super of its consciousness, Okay. So you have to understand how powerful it is, because the super of its consciousness is its telegraphing energy of waving pattern, its transmission light system. Okay. So when this opens, okay, your mind frequencies open, okay, and it connects to the subconscious, okay, because the subconscious no longer becomes that. It becomes the conscious to the super of its consciousness, okay. So it's understanding how to bring all these patterns into electronic interference. These things will give you full balance of completeness and wholeness, and it will gravity everything through its cycle divisions. It's extremely powerful stuff when you get all three through its connection. Then you become one balance, okay? Then when you become self-revolution, you become self-evolution, okay, to your era of its self-identity, you know? It's really trying to understand to open everything up through your frequency levels, okay? So it's going up those channel divisions, understanding how you are communicating with the right source, with the right channel, okay, with the right intelligence, because it's not information anymore, because you guys are in the sub-training levels. You're subdividing everything through the body simulator. You're in the stratospheres right now. So you're getting connected through the biodomes of everything, okay, because we have prothesium, okay, we already know that, prothesis, okay. You have triangular thesis, you have triangular angular motion thesis, you got box surface frequency system thesis, you got connection energy waving pattern thesis. All these theses are its connection through its shapes, letters, and numbers through communication of major grid systems that allocate locations through the multiverse divisions. So it's understanding how to communicate with everything through its inner force and its interconnection. That's where you get partnership with everything through point division, line division, dimensional set division, everything through calculation modification, right? And its mass of its energy, right? And its calibration, okay? So once we get all that and we piece it all together, then we become one self-central unit system through the hydraulics of its circuitry system, okay? It's extremely powerful stuff when you put all three together, okay? So you want to go into the subconscious, to the conscious, to the super of its consciousness, okay? Consciousness means that everlasting through its means, okay? So your self-identity of its means. Okay, so you gotta ask yourself, how are you gonna get there? Why are you gonna get there? Okay, what is gonna happen when you get there? Okay, all these questions are gonna go into your mind brainwaving system for the very first time. Okay, so you're communicating with the mind, and the mind's communicating with you through a totality of everything through self-identity of the real you. Okay, so like I said, you are the mirror of its image. So when you become the higher self of its system, then you understand dichotomy of your ecosystem, okay? And so you will no longer balance your frequency levels of your ecosystem, because you're constantly fighting. And I say that again. The reason why I keep bringing up the ego is because it's conflicting motion, okay? It's understanding that it's trying to understand stress levels. It's trying to understand its arguments. It's trying to understand everything through its worriedness. It's trying to understand everything through its gatherness. It's trying to understand its love cycles. It's trying to understand its continuous force. It's trying to understand its focus. It's trying to understand its awareness. It just goes on and on and on and on. So the mind system always goes on its connection system. So it's very important that it has its own mind, has its own hydraulics. It's a computer analytical mind system that's upgrading its software system every single day, okay, through intelligence. Okay, so the more you formulate that, the more you understand the subconscious to the conscious to the super of its consciousness. And when you get into the super conscious, then you get into the supreme. Okay, supreme is everything through balance, and then you get into the gods. Okay, then you get into the mortal state. These are the levels that everybody has to channel through its divisions. Okay, so it's very important to understand. Okay, seriously, what's going on, because that's where you start. You start through its continuous force, and that's how everybody high rises through its divisions. Okay, so when you channel up, you really have to know who you're communicating with, and make sure. If you're communicating with the right channel, you can use me, Archangel Azareth, so you know you're getting the right communication, because you can go a lot through interference, through interconnection, and get the wrong information. And the information is wrong intelligence, and that wrong intelligence, wrong energy. If you get the wrong energy, it's going to create its own realm. And the thing is, too, intelligence already knows what it is. That's how powerful it is. So it's understanding everything in space has its own connection through energy system, through energy cycles. Okay. So it's deception. You got to ask yourself, is it light or is it dark? Okay. So if you know it's light, that's great. Okay, you're not going to have any reaction to the body. But if it's dark, you're going to have reaction, and that intelligent system is going to take your whole body energy system through its magnetic force and highway, which is a telekinesis. Okay, it's going to change your brainwave system. It's going to change your mind conception systems. It's going to change your hydraulics. It's going to change your circuitries. It's going to change everything through its elements. Okay, so it's very important that you get the right intelligence when you're high winding your forces through higher levels of the continuous force system. Okay, so it's understanding your full wind cycles of its line frequencies when you come into the subconscious, to the conscious, to the super of its consciousness. Okay, so we start off there, right? And like I said, please use me as a formation. A lot of people use me as Archangel or Azurth because that's who I am. So it's a flying division through angelic realms, and all you got to do is call out my name when you're using your protection grids, and I will come to you and I'll send the energy to you. You know you get in the right information. If you don't do your studies through your graphing cycles, through your map of its cycle division, through its system, through its energy systematic system, then you're understanding communication and wrong communication. So it's very important to understand you're getting the right intelligence every single time you're going through its force recognition. Okay, these things are very important. So because it's what's going to happen is if you get the right energy of its intelligence, you're going to keep going through its knowledge of its intelligence. Okay, if you get the wrong energy of its intelligence, it's going to create its own realm, it's going to create its own dark, and it's going to create its own division, and you're going to become a different entity force system. Okay, now it's not problematic, but what it is, you have to understand its discussion. Okay, so that's when you have to understand its intelligence. Like I said, you have to understand shapes, letters, and numbers in their planet systems, their locations. That's where you get into portals. Remember I was telling you about the line frequencies and how we're getting into the mortal state through its point division, and how you go through its weather patterns, through its symbols? Well, everything through its symbol of its weather pattern is an activation of a portal. Okay, we'll get into that later, but right now, we're going to gravity set everything. Remember I was telling you about the line strength through its electronic rod system, how you go through its gravitation through its pixelization. And that pixelization is going to change its fraction divisions. So it's understanding to keep your balance every day through the subconscious, to the conscious, to the super of its consciousness. Okay? So you basically have to forewind your cycles every single day through its karma and its reaction. Okay? Because it has a back force and has an inter force of its connection energy system force. So it's very, very important that you understand your balance with its energy of its intelligence. Okay, so I'm bringing that to everybody's attention. So you have the mind conception system, right? Let's start off with this. Okay, that's a structured fracture system of view of your face structure. Okay, so you start off with that. So basically you have the subconscious in the back. Okay, and you have the conscious in the front. Okay, and then the super of its consciousness is a circling line system, which is the third eye through its connection. Let's just call it the third eye. Okay, I don't want to get too complicated with its system because everybody's not going to understand my system through its graphing center of its systems. Okay, so you got the third eye in the center, circulation rotation system. You have the sub, which is in the back, okay, of the lower cortex right here, okay, because you got frontal, back and forward, right? But you have to understand, once you get into third eye, you're opening your transformation light, okay, because that transformation light is its own system through its mind system, okay, and that's how it communicates in all waves and cycles. So when you're communicating through meditation, it changes colors depending on your fraction divisions when it comes to chakra communication levels. Remember I was telling you about the subtraining when you get into the voicing grids of its synthesizer and its toning division? Well, when you're meditating, you can do that in seconds with your eyes open through your perceptions because you see a lot more. Because as soon as I close my eyes, I'm in space right away. I'm in space now, but that's how powerful it is. Okay, I saw a shooting star through a connection energy system that was illuminating light through a line system. So it's very powerful stuff how it just comes down, right? And it tells you exactly what's going on. Okay, so it's an inter-force connection that's coming into me through its see, the thing is too, is that not only they voice their grids, but they understand your communication. So you should understand their energy of its intelligence, of its communication, all right? So when you go into meditation, right, your chakra system, let's say you want to use a root chakra is red. Okay, so it's going to go like this. Okay, it's going to be a circle inside system through a circulation rotation system. So it's understanding that this here, okay, is energy of intelligence. So you have to understand line frequencies. You have to understand its vibration. You have to understand its intelligence. Okay, because everything has emotion through its line signal. Because remember saying how important his line signals are. So that's communication of airwaving signals through the third eye. Okay, it's the subterranean that opens up, which is the sublevels of the sub of its consciousness. Okay, then you get into the consciousness, then you get into the super of its consciousness. Okay, which is the third eye. Okay, so it opens up tractions of divisions. Okay, and opens up everything through its voicing grids. So when it goes through its division, it's high winding its forces. Okay, and it comes out like this. Okay, so it's kind of like this. Okay, so it comes out like that. So when it comes out like that, it's now teleporting. Okay, through energy of telecommunication, depending on where it's going. Okay, it could low phrase, it can medium phrase. It depends on your positive thoughts and what you are through its connection. So if you're using traction divisions, now traction division is understanding balance of frequencies. When you get into vibrational signals, these things are extremely important when you get into the velocity. Remember I was telling you about the wind spin system through the oscillation winds? Well, the oscillation winds, okay, is understanding that your body system is a weather pattern. Okay, remember I was telling you about the map energy systems through its energies of its cycle systems? That's what it is. Okay, so you're a dimensional round system that's vortexing every single day through communication of gravity systems, okay, to all dimensional realms of portal activation code systems. Okay, so it's extremely complex stuff. So when you're going through transformation lights, and that's going through communication, that could be going anywhere through its transformations. So you could be saying that you want to go to a higher level and you want to put your positive feeds in there. That's going to change its coloration, okay, because you're communicating with the different chakra formation through the subterranean of its sub, okay, through its consciousness, okay? So you got to understand sublevels, all right? So put that in there. Okay, so you got sublevel. Let's say sublevel 1, okay, and you got sublevel 2. Okay, and you got sublevel 3. Okay, let's just start there. Now that's just the subconscious, all right? That's what it is. It's the sublevel 1, sublevel 2, and sublevel 3. You have to understand its bound of its frequency levels. That's where it gets into the mind system. Okay, then you get into the conscious. Okay, once you get into the conscious, okay, then you get into the active mode. Okay, so that's active mode 1. Okay, then you get into 2, then you get into 3, then you get into 4, then you get into 5. Okay, so there's 5 divisional levels, okay, number of frequency systems of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 through the active mode of the conscious levels. Okay. All right. Now, once you get into the conscious levels and you have its balance, you have to get its balance through its frequencies. That's how you communicate on all levels through the mind system. Then you get into the third eye, okay, which is the transformation light. Okay. So let's just say light division, okay, light division 1, light division 2. Now there's 10 divisional lines. We have light 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 divisional lines, okay, those are connection of energy patterns, okay. That's light division through transformation lights of the third eye, okay. So basically, once you reach the 10 divisional levels of light communication, then you stand electronic interference, okay? But you have to start off with the sub and work your way up to its conscious, okay? Once you get into the sub of 1, 2, and 3, then you get it into its continuous force because it's understanding that it's going into the correction division where it comes into the atom system. The atom system doesn't come in until you understand its communication through 1 to 10 of its third eye, of its connection. Once you get into transformation lights of the chakra system of 1 to 7, okay, which is your body simulator, then you understand everything through communication. And then you can get balance of yin and yang, okay, through all conscious levels. of the sub, the active mode, and everything through its light division. Okay, so I'll show you that one more time, but that's exactly what it is. Okay, that's what you want to do. So basically, you want to get balance with everything first, all right, through your conscious levels. Then you'll be able to understand the information through its energy of its intelligence, especially when you're meditating. Okay. Once you get into the meditation, then you understand your chakra system. Once you understand your chakra system, you understand your higher self, it's communication. Okay, so these things are extremely important when you're interfacing, interconnection, interrelation to friendship, relationship, and partnership with all energy of its intelligence, of its vibration. Okay, that's how you get into everything through the galactic, the matrix, okay, and this communication of its energy septical unit. Okay, then you get into the simulation. Then you get into everything through the singularity of its division, through its intelligence of its energy cycle system. Okay, then you get into the immortal. Then you get into the gods. So there's a lot of steps that everybody has to work towards to get to that framing system. Then when you get into the zoning, then you can understand its commissions. Okay, commissions are archives of information. That information is energy of its intelligence. That's stored in the back of its frequency levels when it comes to its mind system. So when you're on full balance, okay, of those three conscious levels, then you understand your mind frequency through its software. Okay, so when you have your software and you have your balance of its three element system of its mind capacitor, okay, through the sub, okay, and its continuum of its consciousness, and then its super of its consciousness, then you can concentrate on everything through your focus, awareness, balance, understanding, knowledge, and intelligence. Okay, that's what everybody wants to reside to, but you have to have the right energy of its intelligence. Okay, because like I said, if you get the wrong communication, right, through divisions of energy of its system, that intelligence is going to self-absorb and become another entity for system. Okay, you're you, but it's a new energy of you. Okay, so you have to understand frequency levels through vibration, because everything has a reaction. You're not going to have a reaction if you get in the right of its intelligence system. Okay, so it's very important how to stand through everything through modificating, calculation, and everything through its calibration. Okay, because you have to understand energy, you have to understand mass, you have to understand distance to and from. Okay, these things are very important. Then you get into the singularity, then you get into line division, then you get into energy, then you get into septical division. Okay, now septical division is understanding everything through its atmospheres, through its galactic interforce and its connection of its energy core. Then you get into the matrix grids and its alignments. Okay, then you get into the simulation of invisibility and visibility. Okay, then you get into the mortal state, okay, of its communication fully and completely with its balance of its consciousness. Okay, then you get into the gods of createness and everything through its connection of holiness. Okay, because you become one, the center of everything of balance, which is you. So Ash, how you doing? How's it going? This is an extremely important video, Ash. The reason why I'm giving this is you have to understand the three levels of consciousness. Okay, that's how we connect through our airwaving cycles. That's how we go through its volumes. That's how we go through its continuous force. That's how we go through its velocity. That's how we go through its acceleration. Okay, so these things are extremely important, okay, through the consciousness levels, because there's so many. Okay, this is where you get into the tractional division through its connection when you get into, you know how there's like letters, numbers, and shapes? Well, if you get into shapes, you have to understand everything through division, through multiverse has a different level. So the higher rise you go through its levels through your body simulator, you're changing everything through coloration through your perceptions. Okay, so your perceptions are communicating with your pixels, and your pixels are communicating higher levels of interforce connection. That's where you get friendship, relationship, and partnership every single time, because your mind frequency levels through its conscious levels are always going to be balanced through its energy of its cycle system. Okay, it's extremely powerful stuff. So you know how you get into, you start off with a circle, then you start off with a square, triangle, rectangle, then you get into octagon, then you get into hexagon. Okay, then you get into, there's so many different paraphrasing of line division through points. Those points are its connection through the chakra system. So you have to understand everything where we get into the trithesis, remember the angular motion? Well, that's exactly understanding your reflection of its mirror motion. So there's high winding forces of planets that are different colors, different shapes, okay? Because we get into the box framing system of thesis. We get into the pixelization of its thesis. Everything in space is high division through solar text, okay? Because we say these things through thesis. Okay, it's understanding that it's paraphrasing everything through the computer archiving system, because everything in space is an archive. Okay, so that's why it's compelled, and it's come together. Okay, where it's an information panel system through a computer of its graphing of its mind, where it's going through its GPS of its map. Okay, and its energy of its cycles. Okay, remember I was telling you about my last video yesterday. I was telling you about how important it is to understand your north, west, south, and east. Well, that's it, because it's energy system that's going through different devices through its communication of weather patterns of traveling mechanisms. Okay, so these things are very important when you get into the interforce connection through the interrelationship, okay, of partnerships of all conscious levels. Okay, because everything in space has consciousness. Everything. Everything is line balanced, everything is line sequence, everything is line vibration. Everything is connected. Okay, everything in space is perfect. Okay, until it has to be fixed, whatever. So that's where I come in, to fix things, right? Because when you become the matrix grid system, you become the self-revelation of everything through its DNA structure, because somebody in space has to build these things, right? So understanding the true nature of you through calculation, modification, and calibration, then you understand the energy and everything through its mass. Okay, then you volume everything, okay, through the mind of its scepter systems. Okay, because once you get into full rotation, you go into the cycle divisions and circling and rotating. That mind of its information is going into the energy waving patterns, and that pattern is going through the psychops. The psychops is going through colorations. Colorations go to the singularity. It's line of its intelligent line system. So there's a lot of things that are going on right now. Okay, but you have to get balanced with the subconscious levels. Okay, then you get conscious. Then you get into the super of its consciousness, and then you work up that corporate ladder. Okay, that's what we want. We want to get up to those space levels. Once we get up to those space levels, then we can get balanced frequencies through all vibrations of entity force systems, through planets, intelligence, and anything through its connection. So, but I just wanted to show you what your third eye is and what it does, because it's a traveling mechanism that goes through all communication of air waving signals, through its radioactive, okay, through its laser mechanism of its pyramids, and communication levels when it comes into the active mode systems to its light division. But you really have to understand the 12 divisional levels, okay? 12 divisional levels, illumination lights, okay? And 10 divisional levels of light division, okay? These are the things you have to know. So, anyway, how's everybody doing? How's it going, Ash, Amanda? Yeah, love is in the air. Right here. So, you guys have any question or comments? Because I'm finished with my transmission video content information system. There's another thing I want to bring to everybody's attention is to know that when your mind becomes its own system, okay, you have to telegraph the information because it's intelligence that has to come out, like I said, okay? And it will overload your system, okay? It's like your computer gets hot, okay? It's either in the illumination of the lights, okay? Or it's just sitting there and it's overheating and you're using the data processing too much, using too many web pages, you're too many defaults, you're not upgrading your firewalls, everything. You become a computer through the mind system once you understand everything through its computer. So that's what it is. So you got to protect your virus of its computer, which is you, okay? Because everything through the chakra system is its connection through its mind system. So it's very important that you understand how to use your energy of its channels, how to use the energy of its intelligence, how to use its frequency lines, okay, through its mind system, through its singularity, okay, of its energy system. These things are extremely important, okay? So I feel like I'm high rising today. Yesterday was denser energies, I think. Yeah, okay. You can go up and down through phrasing divisions. Yeah. Great analogy with the computer and tab opens and stuff. Wow, that makes sense. Well, like I said, the mind system makes sense all the time. Okay, there's no hesitation modes. There's only activation of everything through its not just making sense, but making sense of everything. Okay, and that's how everything becomes communication of interesting to understanding to knowing to doing to focused awareness. And everything around you, okay, is going to make more sense because you're going to go into its reality system of its simulation and you're going to understand, wow, this is great. This is where I am. This is the real reality, okay? Because we are coming into the singularity of its line division through its planets and its continuous force, okay? So the more people understand that through the humanity sense of its division, the more you understand everything through the mind and its body of its soul system. So yeah, reboot. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. You become computer analytical mind graphing systems through a GPS of a location. So, it's kind of like, oh, I'm talking like a robot. Why am I talking like a robot? And I say, well, the thing is, too, is that robots don't have empathy. Okay. They don't have soul recognition. Okay. They just have body reactions. Okay. Maybe like this and that. They can change their face and structures and all that. It's a plastique through a motivation center. But, they're connected to this Wi-Fi system. But other than that, they're channeling divisions, okay, through higher force of its energy information of its vibration. But they don't understand everything through soul recognition, okay? Because robots, they can't cry, okay? Robots, they have reactions, but they don't understand, the humanity sense. They're just talking voice and grids. That's all they are, right? So it's very important that you understand your soul completely and fully. Then you understand that, then you understand the subconscious levels to the conscious, to the super of its consciousness. Okay, and that features everything through everything that goes on through its force recognition. Then you get into its balance of its traction and its reaction of its divisions. Then you get into the emotions, then you get into the vibrations, then you get into the singularity, then you get into volumes of its continuous force through its mind conceptions, through the energetic wavings. Then when you get into patterns, then you understand the psychops through shading, okay, and shadowing, okay, because everything around you is energy of intelligence. So let's just say, for example, remember I was saying, I hope you guys are analyzing things when you pick up objects and know how to do these things through 10 divisional lines. This is in a different dimension, but it's the same object that I'm holding. Now, if you take this object, okay, and basically there's nothing in your hand. It's just the hand formation through electronic interference. But if you go beyond the mind system, you can put something there through electronic interference. So it's understanding that, I don't know if anybody can see this, but you have to use your perception, know how to communicate through its line signal. Okay, so once you have energy goes into you and you understand its communication, okay, through its back force and its interforce connection of light and dark becomes light of its division. That's where you get into 10 divisional levels through the sub, through the consciousness, and everything through the super of its consciousness. Now, you can't see anything, but if you focus on your perception and really look, you can use its atom and understand everything through circulation rotation and create anything that you want. You can create a planet system in your hand if you want. It's understanding how to use your communication. You have to understand its location. You have to understand its DNA structure. You have to understand its particle system. And its colorations, because it's coming from the meteorological system, right? Which is heat signatures. Because every planet has a heat. Every planet has an age. Every planet, okay, has a virus system. So you have to understand fully and completely of its research, okay? Then you can use electronic interference and create a planet system through electronic interference. Understand the atom is in its center, okay? And it's volumizing everything through electricity at 5-point divisional levels, 5 on top and 5 on bottom, okay? So it's understanding how to create through perception, through its mind system, okay? Because everything creates through consciousness. So I've been like hibernating lately, trying to learn my own energy again. That's totally fine, Amanda. You'll find your balance through its frequency levels. But like I said, I channel divisions through body simulators now. So if you don't understand the energy, you have to get the body simulator, because your densing alloy system is trying to understand its communication levels, right? So that's very important that if you go to my PayPal account, donate, contribute, I can help you out through your division and give you your body simulator. That's going to put you in the stratosphere system, okay? And it's going to make more sense to you through it's going to be, your body simulator is going to be more sensitive through vibration, okay? So you're going to get more connected. The more sensitive it gets, the more understanding through vibration, because everything around you is sensitive, okay? So you have to understand its electronics. You have to understand its magnetic force. You have to understand the psychometry of its metrics, okay? That's where you get into the geometrics, okay? That's how you get into calculation. Now, calculation not in by numbers, calculation by line frequency system. That's where you get into the singularity, because everything in the singularity, okay, is letters, numbers, and shapes. It's just understanding how to put it all together through the mind system. So it's a new chakra system that I built. It's a gravity pull system where it goes through so many different atmospheres. It's getting connected through the multiverse divisions. That's what it is, Amanda. It's a new chakra system that I created through the yin and yang, okay? I've done back phrasing videos of what's going on. It's very important you guys watch my videos now, okay? So it's like having the old chakra system and coming into a new chakra system. That's what it is. So I created a whole new division, okay, of chakra system from 7 to 12, okay? Because understanding your conceptions, it's understanding how you go from DNA structures to biochemical systems, okay, everything to antimatter particle system. Once you get into the antimatter particle system, then you understand your body simulator. Then you understand the modulators. Then you understand the space modulators. Then you understand the body modulators. Then you understand the ego modulators, okay? Because there's eco modulators, okay? Once you get into the ego modulators, then you understand everything through balance of consciousness, okay? So that's what my body simulator is. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Last night I was laying down and I could see what looked like sun rays coming off of me. Yeah, that's transformation light system through communication of the immortal sun. Ash. See, shades of division are trying to communicate through you through illumination light system. That's what it's trying to do. So if you have a glare of light coming onto you, okay, you have to understand the energy of its light. Okay, if you understand the energy of its light, it's going to put energy into you. So it's trying to communicate with you. Everything that is an action is a reaction. Everything is reaction is an action. So it goes wind force, back force, forward force, back force, up force, down force. It doesn't matter. Everything communicates and line communicates through singularity of its line division. That's where you get into portal activations. Okay, so everything is communication through its modifying. But you have to understand everything through its wind force. You have to understand everything through the body simulator. You have to understand everything through the hydraulics. You have to understand everything through the circuitries. You have to understand everything through communication of intelligence. So, I'm glad I could help you out, Amanda. Yeah. It's a subsystem unit, okay? It high volumes everything through atmospheres of weather patterns. Okay, it's a body simulator through no chakra system. So it's a voicing grid pattern through chakra systems that are on different high illumination light colorations. Okay, it's a stronger wind force. It's a body simulator coming to a space modulator. Okay, so you're into higher force connections of entity force system through communication line and planet systems of intelligence. That's what the body simulator is. Okay, it's a higher force through a chakra system. Okay. That's understanding what you can do through creation of the mind. It's everything's connected through its thoughts. Okay. but you have to understand line division. Okay? So, all right, I'll give you an example. Now, we've done this before, but this is a backphrasing video. Okay? How we're going through portal division through activation codes. Okay? Now, understanding, we already know what this is, right? Okay? Now, they're shapes, right? But they're not shapes. It's understanding what a triangle is, what a square is, what a circle, and what a rectangle is. These are a totally different dimensional realm system through an activation code system. Okay? So it's a transformation light system of communications. Okay? They can be in point division, but you have to understand its coloration through its lines. Okay? So remember I was saying you blow up your phone, and when you blow up your phone, look at the line frequency system of its outer graph, of its silhouette. That's very important to understand what's going on, right? So what you want to do is from here, okay, is you want to see this here. Okay, understand the line. You understand the line. You understand the line. Why is it shaped like this? Why is it shaped like a square? Why is it shaped like a circle? And why is it shaped like a rectangle? Okay, that's getting communication through the mind, through its transmission lights. Now, when the transmission lights communicates, it opens portal vision through circulation rotation systems. And that's where it becomes into higher realms. Okay? So once you understand that, you get into, we'll start off through the low graphing cycle of the system through vibration cycle system. Okay? So basically, I'm going to do 3-point division. We'll start off. Okay? Very simple, very fast, very quick. Everybody has to understand what's going on. Now, this is totally different. Okay, you have to understand the difference between. That's how the mind has to have its balance. Mind has to get its balance. That's how it gets its frequency balance. Okay, through the sub. Okay, and everything through its active mode, and everything through its line division, through its light of its division. Okay. All right. So we start here, right? Understanding communications. Okay, of its point division through its planet. Okay. Now, understanding 4 divisional levels, 5 within its center. You can't see it, but it's there through the simulation. All right. Split divide through its center of its circle, activation code system. Okay. Portal activation. This is in a dimensional realm, right? Circle. Now, everything through its dimension. Remember I was saying you can only go through circles and rotations? Well, I'm going to show you how you can go through squares. It's understanding how to change traction division. It's understanding to change dimensional sets. It's understanding how to change the weather. Okay. So this is 4 divisional cross-reference system. Okay. 5 within the center. Okay. So it high illuminates lights and it goes up. Right, to a higher division. Okay. Been that before, right? Now, once it goes up to a higher division, remember I was telling you about the atom system? Okay, so I'll put the atom in the center at each one. Okay, show you how fascinating it is when you go through perception, because your perception changes every single time through coloration of its shape, which is its planet system. So I'm going to make it very well clear that these are planets. Okay, everything that you see here are all planets. Okay, they are no longer shapes. Right? Because shapes are just the division where it comes into geometrics of its line division, where you get into modifying, calculating, and everything through its mass of its energy. Okay, for the very first time. So it's understanding the geometry of everything through its shape. But you have to understand how to communicate with its lines. Okay, because everything gets connected through you, through pixel. That's the only way we can communicate. So understanding that these are planet divisions, you high-rise its divisions, you can change the square into circle. You can change the circle into triangle because you're dealing with planets now. Okay, you're not dealing with shapes. Okay, you can change the square. If you know how to use line division, you can change it into a star system. And you can change the triangle, okay, into two boxing systems, overphrasing system through communication line system, like this. Okay? That's what planets can do. It's understanding communication and line communication. Because these planet systems already know how to communicate, all right, with its point division. All right? At high winds, it cycles into high realm. As a square turns into a circle, circle turns into a triangle, which is a pyramid system. And the rectangle of its square reference system through circular rotation system turns into a star. Okay? And the triangle base of three divisional levels. Okay? That section's divisions through circular rotation through an activation atom system turns into a flapping motion through its confusing line system. Two phasing cycle systems, okay, that overlap its planet system. Okay? So it's confusing, isn't it? That's what space is, right? Now, understanding what these are, you understand your balance through space and time, okay? So it's understanding that I'm communicating with the triangle that is a planet, but where's the location? I'm understanding how to communicate with the square, but it's a planet, but where's the location? I'm communicating with the circle, okay? And so on and so on and so on, right? So you really have to understand, once you have full communication of line frequencies through its activation code system, through its portals, then you can change the fraction division to a higher realm and change its shape. And that shape becomes a different planet system. And then you have to work around to get friendship, relationship, and partnership with the star, with its pyramid, with its cycling system, another planet system, which is a circle, okay, but it's not a circle. And the flapping motion through its confusing line signal that overlaps everything through its atom system. Okay? Yeah, it's another shape set. That's exactly what it is. Great. Good. Very good, Ash. You're paying attention. Love that. But you got to get balanced with your conscious levels, guys, ladies. You have to. And try to understand your communication with your energy cycle systems, okay? Because the psychop division is going to change the colorations every single day through your mind system. So you have to understand detail. You have to understand coloration. You have to understand vibration. You have to understand everything through its emotion. You have to understand communication of electronic interference. You have to understand gravity centers, okay? Because everything has a gravity center through an atom system, okay? So hopefully you guys get an understanding on that. Okay, so we're going to get into the gravity system. This is a pole definition. All right, so you got your gravitational pole. This is a gravity system. Electronic interference coming up. Okay. That's a gravity system. Okay, so every time you platitude through its atmospheres, you are grounding every single time through balance. Okay. Because the grounds are balanced every single day. Okay. If the grounds weren't balanced every single day, everybody would be floating. If we had no dense alloy, but it's understanding how to take that dense alloy of metal out of your body and high rise it to illumination of a light system. Okay. That's where you get the true understanding of your conscious levels through its body simulator. So, and then you have the connection energy force. Now, the more you understand the communication of electronic interference, the more you understand the morphosing of its connection through its connection of its inner force connection, then you get connection high winding cycles of communication levels of magnetic forcing highway information energy system through communication levels. Okay. So it's understanding what this is, what it is, and what it represents. These are line divisions through. So this is communications of high energy system, okay, through high force energy communication of multiverse systems that communicates the ground formations every single day. Okay, these are information channel of line division through the singularity, okay, into the mortal of its gods. Okay. So your information channel divisions are always going through your body simulator, through your mind system, through your proactive system, through your communications, when you're positive feeds. So every time you go through a positive feed and you want something, that goes up to its energy system. Okay, that's what happens. It goes up to its energy system. Once it goes to its energy system, the line communication goes around in its cycles. Okay, and you get things in time. You don't get things right away. So it's understanding it's like 8 billion people asking a lot of things through prayers and division. Okay, so that's a lot of energy of its intelligence trying to communicate every single day. So it's really trying to understand the communication through the ground formations. Now, if you understand the grounds and everything through its communication, it gets bigger. Okay, so it's understanding how to create everything through its atom, because everything is connected through your body simulator. See how it gets bigger, right? That's why it has to be balanced. The ground formation has to communicate with the interforce connections of its atmospheres. Okay, that's where it gets into the wind force of its magnetic force and highway, magnetic energy field system. Okay, and you are in the center. Okay, you're in the center every single day. As soon as you wake up, as soon as you platform your feet on the ground, you're communicating with space right away through your body simulator. Okay? Now, it's understanding when you put your positive feeds, okay, I want this, I want that. What happens is the chakra system opens up through the crown chakra. Remember, your atmosphere system, through its balance, is to understand its communication levels. So it's an interforce connection system. So you have friendship with your mind, or do you have relationship with your mind, or do you have partnership with your mind? Okay, because everything in space is partnership. Okay, so that's where it gets confusing like signal, because if you're graphing cycles of systems through your positive feeds, but you're not getting the right information, you're not going to channel division, and you're not going to get anything through its answering. So it's very important that you communicate on the right channel, because it's understanding your alignments. Remember, it's about the star systems, how it illuminates its lights through its numbers. Once it high rises, it goes into, it's a fractal division. That's where it goes into the cyclone, okay, because it's an energetic system. So it high rises and it goes into electronic interference. Okay, we've been through this before through the body system, but that was the body and ego system. That's what it is. So high winds its forces every single day. This is what happens every single day when you wake up, when you are connected to the grounds and its atmospheres. Okay, it's pretty powerful stuff when you understand what's going on, because I see this every day. Okay, so it's understanding that it's electricity that's going into you. That's what it is. You're formulating through its grounds, working through its astral planes, working through its atmospheres, okay, through getting away all that condensed alloy through your metal system and high rising your illumination lights through its channel division. Okay, so once you understand your crown chakra, it gets bigger through its atmospheres, through its balance, okay? Because now you're connecting through the multiverse division. So it high winds its force and it goes up, okay? Then it comes down back into your body system, circulating, rotates, okay? Then it goes back into its grounds. Okay, so everything is on a triangular base. So it's very important to understand this. So it's an upside triangle system through its pyramid system, a planet system, the communication line frequency system, a chakra illumination of a body system, which is your body simulator. Then you get into the modulator system. Okay. Now everything in the cycle system of your body system through the circle of rotation is in the center. Everything is centered. Okay. Now you have to understand your colorations, 3 pixel divisions, but that's understanding following cycles of communications. Okay. So it's a cyclone division. So it's kind of like an energy field that's coming down, right? Pretty cool. It's understanding, right, what's going on. Everything's connected through the center of your body simulator, okay? This is your crown chakra. It's communicating with the magnetic force and highway information system, okay? It goes back into the cycle division of your body simulator, communicates to the ground formations, goes back into its center again, okay? So it's understanding how to communicate with divisions through electronic interference. So, but the more you understand that through your subconscious levels, through the conscious and the super of its consciousness, then you're going to be able to understand its balanced frequencies of its communication levels. So, like I said, the most important thing that you can do is get partnership with yourself, and then you get partnership with the communication, then you get partnership with the atmospheres, then you get partnership with the space and time. So, I lost partnership for a bit, and I'm hopeful to get there again. I think I'm in the relationship now. Yeah, everybody's in a relationship. Partnership is the hardest thing to get. But once you get relationship with your mind, then you get relationship with yourself, then you get relationship with everything, right? One step at a time. We've gone past through the phasing of its friendship. Now we're getting into the relationship. Partnership is extremely hard because it's all different communication of vibration. Everything in space is a different energy. Okay, it's not the same. Everything in space is a different DNA structure. Okay, everything volumes on different voicing grids. Okay, so it's accumulation of everything through its connection, right? Through shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay, which are planet energy systems through its intelligence of its vibration systems. So, yeah. The one thing that you don't want to do, okay, pay attention to this, is very important, is don't lose friendship, relationship, and partnership with yourself. Okay? It's the most important thing. When you wake up every single day, you want to have partnership with yourself every single day. Okay? That's extremely, extremely, extremely important. Okay? That's what you want. Okay? Because if you confuse line your signals through your body simulators, it's not going to understand anything through communication levels at all. You're not going to be able to understand communication with energy. You're not going to be able to understand communication with line frequency symbols. You're not going to understand its modal division. You're not going to understand its weather patterns. You're not going to understand its calculation, modification, calibration, energy systematical system, seismographing systems through communication of symbols, electronic interference, graphing cycles of its wall, continuous force system, hydraulics, energy system, electrical field systems, high winning force of its calculation through the magnetic force of its connection through its magnesium magnetic force energy highway information system. See, it's just, there's so many things, it just flows. It's how to flow. That's what it is. It's flow. Everything's a flow with you. It's understanding your chakra system is always flowing every single day. That's what it's doing. It's changing its shape through its second per second. So it's understanding how to communicate with it. So you have to understand its line division. You have to understand its communication. You have to understand its voicing. You have to understand its lines. You have to understand its points. You have to understand its portal. You have to understand its activation code systems. Okay? So if you don't understand it, you're deharmonizing everything. You want to get into the harmonizing of everything through its love connection. That's where you get through the unconditional love of everything. Okay? It's all about surrender. So, yeah, everything's a test. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The physical, the mental, and the capacity of its psychological is the most important through line division of three paraphrasing systems, okay? You have to communicate with that every single day, okay? That's the only way you're going to be able to communicate with anything through identity force of communication levels of all electronic interference, of anything through vibration, okay? They all have to be lined through balance every single day. And that's why it's very important, and I'll say that again, is to get friendship, relationship, partnership with yourself. So, yeah, you guys probably have, yeah, because you're communicating on the same line signal through its mind frequency system. So, yeah, it's extremely hard to do, Amanda. I understand that. Yeah. Yeah. It's understanding, like, you have a human vessel and a human body. You have to like yourself first before you can love yourself. Okay. Once you understand that, you can love everything around you. Okay. Because everybody sees that through reaction. All right. You have to like yourself first, and then love yourself, and then love everything around you. Okay. That's what it is. Magnetic forcing highway information system. This is what it does every single day. Okay, that's what it is. That's all it is. So it's really trying to understand the self-efficiency of you through its self-discovery of the newer you. So but see, the thing is too, you have to understand the difference between physical test, mental test, and psychological test. Okay, that's what I give it to you every single time through its framing of its mind electrical system. Okay, because the mind framing system goes through scanning modes every single time through electronic interference of energies. So every time I do an illustration of a diagram, it's physical, mental, or psychological. That's the comprehension of everything through, just getting up to that formation of leadership, right? You want to formulate into space and know that you can do these things, right? Through communications of energy of its septical unit systems. So, Anna, how you doing? So hopefully you get a true understanding, okay, of the real you, okay, and how you self-evolve everything around you, okay? Rotates, circulates, and rotates, okay? Everything is on means of a continuous force system, okay? It never has an end, never. So your perceptions, the more you keep yourself harmonized through its loving motion, the more you see yourself through its friendship, relationship, and partnership of you. So really, really keep awareness and a focus on that. And you do exceptionally well through the mind system. Yeah, everything triggers, yeah. It's getting that balance, that's all. That's all it is getting that balance. So, but I think that's good. I've been on an hour. Weekend's coming up. So that's it for today. And I'll be doing live videos on Monday. Okay, I'll be doing short video contact information of energy panel division through electronic interference Saturday and Sunday. Okay, I'm busy on the weekends, but I'll prize its divisions through the body simulators on Monday. Okay. So, yeah, I know. I feel that love too. Yeah, exactly. Every single time. That's exactly what it is. So I love you guys very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great, great weekend. This is Andrew High Rising in all divisions through the subconscious, subconscious, of superconscious, of the supreme, and anything through its mortal sense, and then everything through its connection of its gods. Calling it. Adios, everybody.